Hello and welcome to the channel. Contrary to reports of the health status of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) presidential candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who some have claimed slumped at one of the party's rallies and was as a result flown abroad for medical treatment, it has now been reported by Atiku's media team that the former vice president actually traveled for business and not on account of his health. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Real reason Atiku traveled to Europe. Mr. Paul Ibe, the media head to the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, has reacted to speculations concerning his principal's whereabouts. Ibe, in a statement issued on Tuesday, said Atiku traveled to Europe on business. Ibe said that the former vice president traveled on Monday night on a scheduled trip to meet with the technical partners of one of his business entities that were impacted by the COVID-19 global lockdown and the consequent economic downturn. According to Ibe, the meeting would also focus on conclusive discussions for a planned expansion of its production facility. However, there have been speculations from some quarters, including from members of the APC, that Atiku had traveled to France for medical treatment. The director of new media of the All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council, Femi Fani-Kayode, earlier in a series of tweets said Atiku slumped in Abuja after arriving from Kaduna, where he held his campaign on Monday. He added that as a result, the PDP presidential candidate had been taken to Paris, France for proper medical attention. After his outing in Kaduna yesterday, Atiku fell ill. He complained of dizzy spells and severe pains in his head and all over his body throughout the flight to Abuja. After landing at Abuja airport, he collapsed. He was flown to Paris for medical attention immediately. God be with him. For the purposes of damage control, they took pictures of him with others the following morning from Paris, but please do not be fooled. There is something very wrong with the PDP presidential candidate in terms of his health, and they don't want the Nigerian public to know. Pray for him, he tweeted. When contacted, the spokesperson for the PDP, Debo Ologunagba, denied Fani-Kayode's statement but did not state Atiku's whereabouts. He said, "I don't have any comment on that. Fani-Kayode, is he a doctor? Was he there? Why can't we just focus on what is more important? Does that make any sense at all?" Fani-Kayode said somebody is collapsing. That is not correct. You know that is a lie now. This is a man who went on a campaign yesterday and has schedules. On the 27th, he will be in the UK for the Commonwealth. I have told you, Atiku's UK trip is scheduled for next week. Of course, what Fani-Kayode said is a lie. It is a complete lie. When he was asked if Atiku was still in Nigeria at the time, he said, "Don't quote what I didn't say. I didn't tell you he is in Nigeria. I said that statement, Fani-Kayode's claim, is a lie. It is an irresponsible statement. Atiku Abubakar had a very successful campaign in Kaduna." Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Meanwhile, the Arewa Joint Committee has distanced itself from the "Don't Vote Yoruba Igbo" comment by People's Democratic Party (PDP) presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar in Kaduna at the weekend. The committee, which comprises the Arewa Consultative Forum (ACF), Arewa House, Sir Hamadu Bello Memorial Foundation, Northern Elders Forum (NEF), Arewa Research and Development Project (ARDP), and Jemiya Matan Arewa, said the views expressed by all the candidates that appeared at its interactive session were purely theirs. Atiku should clear himself. The same question asked by the committee was administered to other presidential candidates too. So, we have no business with the opinion expressed by our guests, said the chairman of the session's steering committee, Murtala Aliyu, who told reporters in Kaduna yesterday. Aliyu, who warned that the exploitation of ethnic and religious fault lines is extremely dangerous, expressed concern that the nation is already showing signs of stress owing to this exploitation. Atiku had, while responding to a question by Northern Elders Forum spokesman Akim Baba, on why he thinks the North should vote for him in 2023, said, "An average Northerner does not need a Yoruba or Igbo president, but a Northern president who is a pan-Nigeria." His comment generated reactions from different quarters, with many demanding an apology from him. But on Monday, Atiku's media aide Paul Hebe clarified that his principal was jokingly responding to a question that generally centered on the North. Hebe added that Atiku would not play to the gallery to score political points. Aliyu had also at the news conference where he asked Atiku to defend himself, explained that the interactions with the presidential candidates were not planned to endorse any of them. He said that the primary goal was to hear from the candidates how they intended to address the challenges of the North if any of them was elected president. The chairman said, "These interactions in themselves were not planned with the goal of endorsing a candidate. They are part of a longer process that plans to generate commitments to address the challenges of the North by candidates and which covers a substantial part of the campaigning period. We plan to extract and publish these commitments so that Nigerians may measure and evaluate candidates against them. Our goal is to afford citizens an opportunity to match candidates against their commitments to matters that are central to the interests of the North. Until the elections in February 2023, the North will be challenged to raise its vigilance over all electoral activities. It is vital that we prioritize evidence of competence, integrity, quality of preparation, and commitment to address the challenges of the North among candidates. We will continue to invite the attention of the government to the security of the electoral process, and in particular, the vulnerability of many parts of the North to organized crime, which may pose a serious threat to their right to participate in electing the next set of leaders in 2023. The need to show restraint and discipline as politicians canvass for elections has never been more pressing. The entire nation must be open to all contestants and free from violence." In Bauchi, youths under the aegis of the New Northern Initiative for Growth (NNIG) won the Arewa Consultative Forum (ACF) to avoid endorsing any presidential candidate for the North. They were reacting to the alleged adoption of Atiku, a former vice president, by the ACF as its sole candidate. The youths, at a news conference by their national president, Lawal Sahab, said that supporting Atiku, based on sentiment, would put the region out of political circulation. They challenged the ACF to tell Nigerians what Atiku had in the interest of the well-being of the North and its people. The youth said, "We use this opportunity to ask the so-called leaders to explain to Northerners where they derive their mandates to impose a single candidate on the entire region. We also challenge them to explain what criteria they use to arrive at Atiku as a consensus candidate for the North and to define his contributions to the growth of the region that qualifies him as such." That's the news, guys. Bye.